This video is about Mark van Raamsdonk. And Mark van Raamsdonk has a recent video on quantum music theory, in which he explains that the wave function of quantum physics, quantum mechanics, is equivalent to the music theory whereby standing waves in a resonating box enable the natural harmonics to magically resonate even though only one note is struck. So this is the concept of superposition of waves. And this was demonstrated to me by my private music instructor and former music professor. When I was in high school, I took private music lessons from a former music professor, and so I studied university level music theory and orchestration and music composition for my last 2 years of high school. And so if you silently hold down a harmonic, a natural harmonic of a key, so it could be like you silently hold down the G, and then you strike a lower C note, then that G note will magically sound out due to the natural harmonic resonance. And so then what Mark van Raamsdonk explains is that the same phenomenon happens when light is emitted at the wave transitions of electrons emitting and absorbing energy in atoms. And so Schroedinger developed a wave equation to explain this process, but the operator in the equation uses time as an external parameter, and so this is what caused the quantum measurement problem, is because every time you take a measurement, it changes the dynamic of the wave equation, and the measurement then is what causes the quantum jump. So it's an instantaneous collapse of the wave function, but before the measurement takes place, there is a superposition that is entangled in what Mark van Raamsdonk is arguing is that gravity as space-time is actually created from this entanglement that already exists. And this is also what Professor J. Hiley argues, is that at zero time before any measurement takes place, there already is non-locality. And Basil J. Hiley worked with Professor David Bohm, and so did Yakir Aronoff. And so the Aronoff-Bohm effect So the 1/2 spin of an electron particle means that before secretly guiding the quantum particles as they approach the speed of light. And so you find this in the element of gold in quantum chemistry, where there's a relativistic absorption of virtual photons, and this causes the blue light to get absorbed, or to absorb virtual photons, and then it has a relativistic effect where that's what creates the element gold color. And so as Mark van der Waals said, he explained, these light emissions are being guided by this standing waves that are just like in music language, the superposition of waves as quantum and the order exists due to what Schroedinger has fed on with Raamsdonk. Schroedinger, with his wave equation, he could explain the light emissions, but he knew that the light was a subharmonic, but he didn't know from what. And so, because he was ignoring relativity, that Broglie originally is critiquing relativity with his law of phase harmony. And so the law of phase harmony is rediscovered. And Einstein said, the law of phase essentially had these ER equals EPR conjunction that was proven due to non-commutative phase, so that there's a dynamic because it has to rely on the non-commutative phase with the negentropy as a asymmetric time. So you have